Welcome to latest News Blaster. It was a grey and quiet morning in Los Angeles when the world gathered to say goodbye to one of Hollywood's most beloved icons, Diane Keaton. The legendary actress, known for her timeless performances, quirky charm, and deeply human spirit, was finally laid to rest surrounded by family, close friends, and generations of fans who grew up watching her on screen. Yet, what began as a somber farewell soon turned into an unforgettable moment when one unexpected guest arrived, leaving everyone in tears. The service was held at a private chapel tucked away in the Hollywood Hills. Outside, white roses lined the walkway, each one symbolizing a chapter of Diane's extraordinary life. Inside, soft piano music filled the air as photographs of her career played on a large screen. From her early days starring in Annie Hall, to her later heartfelt roles in Something's Gotta Give and Book Club, the montage painted a picture of a woman who had given the world not just her talent, but her heart. Friends from every corner of Hollywood gathered quietly, each carrying memories of Diane's laughter, her unique sense of humor, and the wisdom she carried behind her signature turtlenecks and wide-brimmed hats. Among those in attendance were longtime collaborators like Woody Allen, Al Pacino, Warren Beatty, and Goldie Hawn, all visibly emotional as they paid their respects. But just as the minister began the eulogy, a hush fell over the chapel. Heads slowly turned as a familiar figure entered through the side doors, Jack Nicholson. The moment his presence was recognized, whispers rippled through the room. Nicholson, who had shared the screen and a special off-screen connection with Diane Keaton for decades, had not been seen in public for months. His reclusive lifestyle and health rumors had kept him away from the public eye, but here he was, walking slowly but steadily toward the front pew, holding a single white lily. The sight of him brought tears to nearly everyone present. The once vibrant duo, known for their undeniable chemistry in the 2003 romantic classic Something's Gotta Give, had long been admired for their authentic connection. Even though they never officially became a couple, fans always sensed there was something real between them, something deeper than the movies could capture. And now, seeing Jack Nicholson standing before Diane's casket, it felt as though time itself had folded into one bittersweet goodbye. Nicholson placed the lily on her casket, paused for a long moment, and whispered something no one could hear. His hand trembled slightly, but his expression carried the weight of decades. Friendship, love, admiration, and regret. Then, with a deep breath, he stepped back and quietly took his seat in the back row, away from the cameras and attention. But everyone saw. Everyone felt it. The energy in the room shifted. Even the minister paused, visibly moved by the quiet power of that gesture. In that instant, it no longer felt like a Hollywood funeral. It felt like a deeply personal goodbye between two souls who had shared something unspoken. As the ceremony continued, tributes poured in from those who had worked with Diane. Al Pacino, her former partner and lifelong friend, gave a heartfelt speech. His voice cracked as he recalled their years together, from rehearsals filled with laughter to quiet nights spent discussing life, art, and love. Diane, he said, wasn't just an actress. She was a force of nature. She taught all of us how to be real in a world full of pretending. Meryl Streep, who had co-starred with Keaton in Marvin's Room, shared her admiration through tears. She never stopped being curious about people, Streep said softly. That's what made her performances so alive. She was never playing a character, she was discovering one. Every word, every story, added another layer to Diane's legacy. The audience laughed through tears when Goldie Hawn recalled Diane's obsession with hats and her refusal to ever dress like everyone else. She told me once, Goldie said with a laugh, "Normal is boring, I'd rather be strange and remembered." And she was right. She made strange into something beautiful. After the eulogies, a short film played, a compilation of behind-the-scenes footage from Diane's career. In the clips, she laughed with crew members, danced during breaks, and encouraged young actors with genuine warmth. The crowd smiled through tears, realizing that behind the fame, Diane Keaton had always remained humble, kind, and authentic. Outside the chapel, hundreds of fans had gathered, holding candles and wearing white in her honor. they sang softly as the ceremony came to an end, their voices blending into a tender farewell chorus that echoed through the hills. But the most emotional moment came after the service. As family members and close friends gathered around her resting place, Jack Nicholson stood again. Though frail, he walked toward the grave and gently touched the edge of her portrait. The cameras zoomed in slightly, but he didn't seem to notice. He whispered once more, this time audibly enough for a few to hear, "Ah, you were the best part of me." The line sent a wave of emotion through everyone present. Even the strongest among them wept quietly. It was clear that, even in death, Diane Keaton had managed to bring out the deepest feelings in people, the kind that remind us all of our shared humanity. As the sun began to set, golden light spilled across the cemetery, bathing the flowers and faces in warmth. It almost felt as if Diane herself was there, smiling, wearing her signature hat, watching over the people she loved. In the days following the funeral, social media flooded with tributes. Fans shared clips from her movies, iconic interviews, and heartwarming stories of how her work had inspired them. The hashtag Thank You Diane Keaton trended worldwide. Jack Nicholson's quiet appearance, however, became the story that touched the world the most. News outlets described it as the farewell Hollywood didn't see coming. Many fans revisited Something's Gotta Give, rewatching scenes where their chemistry felt so effortlessly real. Viewers commented online saying, "It feels like that movie was their love letter to each other." Close sources revealed that Diane and Jack had remained close friends for years, often exchanging letters and occasional phone calls. She always spoke fondly of Jack, one insider shared. No matter where life took them, she had a soft spot for him. Others close to Diane recalled her reflective nature in her later years. "She talked a lot about gratitude," said one of her longtime assistants. "She wasn't afraid of death. She said she just wanted to leave behind love, laughter, and art that meant something." And that's exactly what she did. Diane Keaton's career was not just about acting, it was about authenticity. Whether she played a clumsy romantic or a wise, introspective woman, she reminded audiences that being human, awkward, emotional, unpredictable, was something to celebrate, not hide. Her funeral, though heartbreaking, became a celebration of that very spirit. Instead of silence, there was laughter. Instead of formality, there was sincerity. People hugged, shared memories, and cried openly. It was a farewell that Diane herself would have appreciated, unscripted, genuine, and full of feeling. By the time the final song played, her favorite, Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell, everyone knew that they weren't just saying goodbye to an actress, but to a woman who had redefined grace, independence, and individuality for generations. Even days later, Jack Nicholson's gesture continued to resonate. Columnists described it as Hollywood's most touching farewell, and fans across the world shared clips of their on-screen moments, often captioned with lines like, "Love never really dies." For those who loved Diane Keaton, whether personally or through her art, her passing left a void that could never quite be filled. Yet, her legacy remains woven into every film, every laugh, every quiet moment she ever shared with the world. As the story of that unexpected guest spread, many saw it as more than a headline. It became a symbol, a reminder that love, in its purest form, never needs to be announced. It simply shows up, quietly, tenderly, and when we least expect it. And so, Diane Keaton's final curtain closed, not with applause, but with tears, smiles, and one unforgettable moment that reminded everyone why she mattered so deeply. The unexpected guest didn't just leave the world in tears that day. He reminded us all of the kind of beauty that lives forever, the kind that no funeral can truly end.